Welcome. Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. So nice to be with you. Well, God bless America.
Brother Marler, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. What's your name again?
It's Mikhael Berrier.
Brother Berrier, you just had to kind of get used to my kind of interviews.
Yes, sir.
You remember my name?
I do.
Okay, Brother Berrier. Well, I am so glad to get to be with you. I met you at first when you was younger at Brother Booker's,
Yes, sir.
and I thought well of you then. I thought this is a good man. And did you know you've got one verse in the Bible that's against you? Beware when all men speak well of you.
Yes, sir. Well, it's definitely mutual. My wife and I both.
Well,
We love you very much.
thank you so very much. Now tell me, you're at Tulsa
Yes, sir.
and you work with the WPF. So tell me exactly what you do, what your title is, and what you do, and I'd like for the people to hear.
Yes, sir. So about 8.5 years ago, my wife and I we were in Rialto, California. We had been there. We got married in 2006, and she's from Canada, so we were in Rialto from 2006 to 2014.
I see.
So in October of 14, we moved to Tulsa and became the executive administrator of the
Yes.
Worldwide Pentecostal Fellowship.
Yeah.
And so that's the title. The day-to-day is just oversee the operations of the office, make sure everything's running smooth.
So, well, and I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to say something to you that you're not going to know how to answer. But everyone says that you're one of the greatest preachers we have, and one of the greatest speakers. And I'm going to get to hear you tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to hearing you.
Well, and this is not just to say it, but I mean this. I'd much rather sit and hear you preach tonight.
Thank
And I mean that sincerely.
Well, I know you do. You're sincere about everything you say and do. I know that. And how long have you been in the ministry?
Yes, sir. So I was born and raised in church.
Yeah.
This is all I've ever known. And I remember just at a young age, just my love for preaching, preachers, the Word of God. And so just as a child, listening to tapes, that's the era I come from.
You just grew into being a preacher.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was the way you were called.
That's the way I feel like I was called. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And so as a teenager, I began to preach youth camps,
Yeah.
Western District Youth Convention. I think it was 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I did a day service, and that's just
A little louder.
and that's just that was my path. And so just as a teenager is really
About the only handicap I would know about your ministry, you've had to have Larry Booker as a pastor.
the greatest.
The greatest.
The greatest.
Isn't he great?
He's a great man. Yes, sir.
And his wife. She's
I love
so,
her.
yeah,
Yes,
she's
sir.
just so wonderful. And you have not seen the video that Brother Booker and I made together.
No, I have not, but I want to.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Oh, and people say everywhere I go, say, "What a hoot! Oh, boy, didn't want y'all having a time? Wasn't that wild?" You know,
Yes, sir.
all that kind of stuff.
Where did you record that at?
I am not 100% sure. It was at one of our meetings, and
Yes, sir.
we just went off to the side and record. You know, I think we made two.
Okay.
I think we made two. I'm not. Oh, and now let me tell you what was funny. We made, the first time we made a video, we did the craziest stuff. You could not believe what we did. And hollered and laughed and carried on, and I didn't have this recorded right.
That is funny.
And it never did turn out. It never did turn out like, if the first one, if they like this, everybody seems to appreciate and like the next one. But if they could have seen the first one,
Yes, sir.
you just can't get back to that spot. Of course, you know, he and I, we have a good time wherever we are. I just got back from preaching for him, and I got the bug while I was out there.
Yes, sir. How long ago was that? Just a couple of weeks?
3 weeks
3 weeks
or 4, 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes, sir.
And that stuff lasted for 3 weeks. And some people got over in 2 days, and I lasted, and I had to stay 4 days extra because I couldn't fly.
Yes, sir.
But
And here we are in Vicksburg.
here we are in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Mississippi's a long ways from your raising.
It's a long ways from California.
That's exactly right. Have you met any rednecks since you've been here?
Well, I live in Tulsa now, so
Oh, well.
I've met one or
You're
two.
used to it. You're used to it.
Yep.
Well, that is so
In
good.
fact, I'll tell you something that's interesting. My middle son, Weston, who's 8 years old, he was actually born in Tulsa, but he was born in the same hospital that Sister Booker was born in.
Is that a fact?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, years ago. So that's just a little interesting tidbit.
Yeah. Didn't Sister Booker's mother just die or something not long ago?
I believe so, yes, sir.
You know, it was kind of a funny thing happened. My wife was gone, and I wasn't looking for anybody or nothing. I was just carrying on. But Brother Booker called me, and he said, "You know where I'm at?" I said, "No, what?" Or either I called him, I don't know. But anyway, he said, "I am at my mother-in-law's, and she's 80-something or something like that, and her husband had died." And I said, "Well, ask her, did she want to get married?" And she said, "Well, sure, don't everybody?"
Yes,
And she
sir.
must have been quite a lady herself.
Yes, sir.
But what's coming up for you?
Well, we're here today, and we'll be here tomorrow night. I'll be going home Wednesday, and I'll be preaching Wednesday night, and then Sunday, and
Where are you preaching Wednesday and Sunday?
I'll be back in Tulsa by the Jack Vent. It's on the north side of Tulsa,
Uh-huh.
so that's where I'll be Wednesday and Sunday. Yes, sir.
Well, what about your future? What about
Yes, sir.
you? Are you just going to kind of keep
Yes, sir.
on keeping on? Huh?
Just keep on keeping on. Yes, sir. You know, I heard Elder Morton made a statement years ago that the will of God is the present duty, and take care of today,
Yeah.
and God will take care of tomorrow.
Yeah, take care of them more.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you a funny thing about Brother Morton. You know, he can be very morbid. I went out to preach for him one time, and he took me to a steakhouse. We were sitting there, and he said, "Oh, see, you know you could die tonight." I said, "Yeah, Vaughn, I know I could. I could die tonight." Well, when we got over to the hotel I was going to stay at, he said, "Oh, see, if you get to feeling bad tonight, run next door. That's the funeral home. Lay down. Said that'll save us a lot of money. He's such a great guy, you know.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I doubt you could get him to sit here and talk to me on this. I probably wouldn't even ask him. But I tell you what, folks would love to.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you know how many churches did he start there?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I want to say he's got 30-something daughter works in and around Fresno there. Where we got a lot of preachers that done a lot of good. You
Yes,
know that.
sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting with one of the greatest.
Well,
I mean that.
I guess it's time to stop the program.
Well, if that would have been the case, I'd have said that a long time ago. No, I'm kidding.
No. Hey, and I didn't give him a chance now to dress up. I just sprung this on him just a few minutes ago.
Just found out.
Just found out. But it's pretty painless, isn't it?
It's pretty painless. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Very, very
for
much.
being with me on the program, and people's going to enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, he's modest, but one of the greatest preachers, one of the greatest young preachers that we know of right here. And I hope that you get to hear him before too long somewhere. And I'm sure you will, because he's everywhere. And so let me say thank you for listening, and God bless you.